If you can't stand the heat, get into the kitchen because this meal requires no cooking, so you can stay nice and cool when it's hot outside. And the whole meal goes right into this beautiful sourdough boule. When you buy your bread, look for one that's fairly lightweight and hollow sounding when you tap it, and it should have a nice firm crust and soft interior. So first we have to have the sandwich across the equator. The long serrated knife comes in very handy here. There it goes. Pop off the top, okay. And then before we get building, you want to hollow out the excess bread. It's a little too much bread for this application, but the scraps are wonderful for croutons, or you could grind them up and make breadcrumbs. Just let them get stale first. And you'll want to leave a border of about an inch or so around the edges. And do the same thing with the bottom of the loaf as well. This is a press sandwich, by the way, which means you can make it ahead, and it's going to be covered in weights, and it'll flatten out as it sits. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now, for our dressing for the sandwich, start with 6 tablespoons of mayo and 3 tablespoons of capers that are rinsed and drained. I like to buy salt packed. I find they have a better flavor and texture. They're better than the brined. And lemon zest and juice. The zest of a lemon first. If you hold your zester upside down and zest this way, you can see that it all stays right in that chamber. So just tap that into the bowl, just like that, no cleanup, and then we can get juicing. 3 tablespoons, you could certainly measure, but you know me, I like to use my eyeballs. I think half of a lemon is probably going to be about 3 tablespoons. And a little salt and pepper, of course, always. Give that a good stir until it's totally combined. We have this nice bread here. It'll soak up all of that lemony caper flavor. And just eyeball half of it over the top and bottom of the bread. Even if you think you don't like capers, you don't taste them as capers. They just offer a nice salty bite. And they do have a little bit of a fruitiness as well. And just spread that out with your spatula. And now we're ready for the fun part where we start to layer our other ingredients. Start with some turkey. You'll need 3 ounces for this sandwich. Half of it goes down onto the bottom bread. I also have 3 ounces of provolone cheese. And again, as you layer, leave that border open. That will just ensure that everything stays inside of the sandwich once it's pressed. And this is hot capicola. You could also use sweet capicola or soppressata or any kind of salami that you like. But the hot capicola is definitely my favorite. And repeat with the remaining turkey, provolone, and capicola. And then for the top half of the bread, we're going to start with a bunch of watercress. I love watercress. It's peppery and offers a nice bit of crunch as well. And then 1 big tomato, a beefsteak or an heirloom tomato. And then that gets layered right over the watercress. And of course, you'll want to season again, salt and pepper. It takes more than you think, I promise. And the pepper. That's just about it, folks. All we have to do now is close up your sandwich, put the bottom half on the top, and then you can turn it back over onto itself. And before pressing, we have to wrap it up into a tidy bundle. So start with plastic wrap. Get it firmly over the top, like that. And then, for one more barrier of protection, aluminum foil. And again, nice and tightly wrapped around the top. I find a tray is useful. I suppose you could put it right down onto your countertop. And then a really heavy cast iron skillet like this and lots of heavy cans. Or if you have some extra bricks laying around, you could use those. Put the weight of your body onto it and give it an initial press down to get things moving along. And it can hang out just like this on your countertop for at least 45 minutes or up to 12 hours. If you're going to do it well ahead, just pop it into the fridge while it's weighted and let the magic happen. Are you ready for the big reveal? Isn't that amazing? It's half the height that it was when we started. Oh, yeah. How good does that look? So I'm going to cut it in half again to make it easier to eat. And to make it a meal, just serve it with some fresh fruit. I love this kind of a sandwich with figs. And of course, you have to have a good pile of potato chips. And there you have it. Very little effort, no cooking, and you have a delicious satisfying meal. Happy eating.